Hey, what's up everyone? It has been a few days since I have done a video covering the strange events taking place in the world around us, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that topic now. This tweet was done 5 days ago, and all of these tweets shown in this video can be found on the Strange Sounds Twitter page or by going to Google and typing in Strange Sounds, and you'll find their page, along with their latest tweets. This one here, millions of starlings engulf Algiers and Algeria, almost changing day into night, under the hashtags birds and apocalypse. And you can pull up this article, but check out these birds changing day into night, or at least evening. Birds were covering the air. And I'll pull the article up now. Hold on, I'm using my Wi-Fi extender. Let me switch over to my actual router. Okay, I'm actually using my router, so it's just my phone's processor is running slowly. Here's the article. Millions of starlings cover the sky. There are phenomena that just look too unreal. Like watching a swarm of millions of starlings engulf the sky. The morning was December 28, 2017. Almost changing day into night. You can check out the videos right there. They're posted to Facebook and Twitter. So definitely a crazy sight to witness there. It was under the hashtag apocalyptic, or apocalypse. Bird apocalypse. So, that was one of the videos. This is another one that you can see on YouTube. There's another image, another picture here. There are several pictures on this website. So, back to the Twitter page. Couple of more articles before that. Winter Wonderland on planet Mars, Snow Planet, and then cloud streets over the Great Lakes. These parallel rows of clouds are what's behind that heavy lake effect snow that that Michigan seen 5 days ago. If you live in the Michigan area, then you've seen that 5 days ago. And anti-crepuscular rays and rainbows this morning on the island of Rhodes, Greece. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anti-crepuscular. Excuse me. These are some rays. I've seen rays like that. I took a picture actually of some rays just like that, so I'll have to find that image where I can show. Those were some awesome rays, and I actually took a picture of that a few years ago, and I'll have to find that, and it's in an SD card somewhere. Go figure, that's the way it goes, in an SD card somewhere, but I'll find it, hopefully, and try to share it with you all. I also have some interesting faces that appeared in clouds and things of that nature. I know they say that humans tend to see faces and things, but you really can't miss what I captured, so I'll try to share that sometime. A gigantic avalanche that you can see here in the vicinity of Kadial village in Dagestan on December 27th. The video is shown there under hashtag video. And this disfigured baby goat in India, the terrifying video shown of that. So you can also check that out there. And a pair of 3.1 and a 3.9 magnitude earthquakes hit San Jose area of California, rattling homes and residents inside to San Francisco, all the way to San Diego, and you can check out that article there. They've actually had a swarm of earthquakes. There have been a swarm of earthquakes since New Year's Day. So I've actually been getting notifications of earthquakes, and I've been checking online and seeing that there have been several swarms of earthquakes since New Year's Day. Right at the stroke of midnight, they started occurring. So, all the way, I think they had several in Italy, which is, they are already living on a super volcano. And there have been several in the Middle East, a couple in Russia, I believe, along with some volcanic activity. There have been some over in Papua New Guinea and areas of Australia, and a few up in Canada, Alaska, and some parts of the United States, and central United States had some minor 2.7 to 3.3 magnitude earthquakes as well. And probably some others that I'm missing, but that's the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. A giant 20 meters high ice wall formed over dozens of kilometers or kilometers, depending on your pronunciation, along China and Russia, the Chinese-Russian border. Lake, ice wall, hashtag Great Wall of China, strangesounds.org, their link is there. This is the ice wall that formed between China and Russia. So a giant ice wall, and you can pull that article up and check it out by selecting the link on this page. This diver looks like he's swimming through flames in Florida. So, I'm sure, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and pull this article up and read it. This amazing and natural phenomenon occurs where the Santa Fe River meets the Devil's Ear Canyon opening near High Springs, Florida. So it's fire in water. This diver looks like he's swimming through flames. You can also see the video on this link. So that is also an interesting phenomenon that occurs. The natural phenomenon, the dark tea colored water of the Santa Fe River due to tannic acid releases from the roots of the cypress trees, mixes with nearly 80 million gallons of crystal clear fresh water daily from the Devil's Spring system, creating this amazing firestorm effect with the sun shining through. And a 6.1 earthquake hit Japan, third major quake in 24 hours along the Ring of Fire. I was also hearing information that a possible earthquake hit Mexico. I'll have to look that up as well so I can share that with you all. But this is what I shared in my previous video. A terrifying double Bombo Genesis storm. Those are the hashtags. Off of the United States of America, Canada, and they said, God help us if this shifts west. If this shifts west, then it's going to be a major problem. 163 million U.S. Americans in wind chill advisory right now. Huge waves in Cape Verde. You can check this article out here. This is what I was speaking about in my previous weather video. This article, I'm going to go ahead and read some of it here. Boy, I tell you, whatever is sitting off the northeast coast Thursday is going to be one heck of a storm. The looming Bombo Genesis is actually a double bomb, as its pressure drops 50... And hold on, my phone froze. 50 MB per 24 hours. The powerful storm will be known more for its hurricane force winds, huge waves, and things of that nature than it will snow. But God help us if it shifts west, it says. Depends upon, deepens it basically to 945 MB off the southern tip of Nova Scotia early Friday morning. 100 mile per hour gusts are possible. And that's just too insane, they state, because it's hurricane force with this. So, like I stated in my previous video, the conditions are just right. If you remember back in Hurricane Sandy, that was just too perfect. I mean, I highly suspect during Hurricane Sandy, I'll do a video on that sometime, but of 2012, because it was a supermoon, and you had on one side the high pressure system, which was supposed to be in Greenland, got replaced by a low pressure. The low pressure system got replaced by a high pressure system, and then a high pressure system on the other side pushed it directly to the coast. And then that was during Sandy, and we had the supermoon for 3 days, which created a higher tide, and the oceans were monstrous, the winds were monstrous, and then we had super tides, so the waves were crashing, which made it even worse. So then those two pressure systems pushed Sandy into the east coast, so that made it even worse. On top of the supermoon strengthening these conditions and the ocean being abnormally warm during that period of time, I remember seeing these conditions taking place, and someone said there would be an October surprise. They were on the internet, on YouTube, and I never heard from them since. He called into the radio and said this, that something was going to happen to change the results of the election. They called it the October surprise, and you can look this up. I'm not going to go into detail anymore in this video about that, but I highly suspect, very, very highly, that weather modification came into play during that time, because Russia stated during the Olympics that we took their snow and said that they can do the same to us. They can take our weather and change it as well. That's what Putin told Obama during that time. And a lot of things happened during that administration. And I'm not getting into politics during this video. Every administration's had their negatives, but I do remember there were a lot of illegal things taking place. There were a lot of executive orders that were unconstitutional. Things of that nature taking place during that administration. I do believe that weather modification came into play during Sandy. So the evidence is there. But I'm not going to get into that any more than what I just did. I'll save that for another video. But this is another image. So yeah, if you live in that area dealing with this on the East Coast, or basically anywhere from central to the east, all the way from the south to the northeast, then be prepared for that. Bombo Genesis, powerful bomb cyclone, or a nor'easter. Why don't they just say northeaster? I'll never know. Doesn't shorten it that much except for 2 letters. But anyway, we'll pass along U.S. East Coast, massive in size, with hurricane force sustained winds. New England may escape most snow, but dangerous record cold blasts are behind. We're supposed to warm back a little bit by Sunday into Monday, but some more cold weather comes in afterwards. Those are some more of the images. The number of people currently under a wind chill advisory or warning in the United States, 163 million. That's over half of the current United States population, which is 323 million people under a wind chill advisory. Pretty much everyone in the central to the eastern areas are under a wind advisory. That's over half of the country. In this video here from Cape Verde with major wind and major tide. So yeah, that was some of my views during the Hurricane Sandy situation, Superstorm Sandy. I'll get into that for another video of what my opinions were on that, but I do highly suspect nearly 100%, without a doubt in my mind, that weather modification came into play during that time. Not only for during the election results, but for the sort of the elites flexing their muscles during that time, manipulating the weather. But I'll save all of that for another video. Anyway, an extremely rare 4.6 earthquake hits the inactive remnant section of the fracture zone, Mendocino fracture zone, 650 miles off the United States west coast. So, 4.6 earthquake hit off the west coast. In the inactive zone. That's not even exactly on the Ring of Fire. And blue snow falls on St. Petersburg, Russia. Under the hashtag snow, Russia, Blue Christmas, Elvis Presley, and St. Petersburg. So, a blue snow fell in this area in Russia. And a powerful eruption under the hashtag eruption Angung volcano in India of Anggung volcano in Indonesia, sorry, Indonesia, not India, sends a column of ash 3 kilometers or kilometers, depending on your pronunciation, in the air to open 2018. Another hashtag, Bali. So this is the Bali volcano. A lot of stuff taking place on New Year's Day. The new year had a lot of volcanic and earthquake, especially earthquake activity, ramping up in various places. A pretty substantial amount of an increase in the amount of earthquake activity once we hit the first of the year. So this has been my Strange Sounds Twitter page, which you can find all of these articles and the links to them on Strange Sounds by searching it on Google or Twitter. This has been my update of the different phenomena happening around this world. So just be aware and check out the strange things taking place in the world around us. This has been another video addition to my series of videos on this. Thank you for watching. Peace. Stay safe. And much love goes out to all of you. Bye. I'll see you next time.